Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be talking about how to prepare for your Warhammer tournament, and this week we'll be focusing on practice. Whether you're a seasoned veteran in the tournament scene or a new player or someone who's never played a tournament before but wants to give it a go, preparation is going to be key when it comes to tournament play. Practice is just one element of the process of preparing for your Warhammer tournament, and it's a big thanks to Phoenix Performance Coaching for sponsoring this series and helping me bring these videos to you. I'll let you know more about them later on in the video. Let's start by talking about practicing with your chosen army list, and this is going to be crucial in understanding how each unit works and interacts with the other units in your army. By understanding each unit's strengths, weaknesses and special abilities, you'll be able to make more informed decisions during your gameplay, and that's going to give you a higher chance of success. During this practice, you can experiment with different army compositions, look at different formations, play around with different tactics, and ultimately find out what works best for you, what do you enjoy playing the most, what's your game style, and then putting together different lists, experimenting with them and honing it down until you get to the point you want to be at. Now, one thing that's very important is to know the rules of your army as well, so have a really good read through the book, get familiar with everything it can do, and just play as many games with as many different lists as you can until you can work it down, boil it down to the ultimate list that you like the best. If you've got time, it's also beneficial to know your enemy as much as possible. Often knowing what your enemy is going to do will help you decide what you might need to do during a battle. And if you've got time, have a look at the different rules, the different war scrolls for maybe some of the most popular armies, but I'll be covering that in a dedicated video later on. Once you've played a few different army lists, it's time to really look at the battle plans or the missions that will feature in your tournament. Whether it's 40k, Age of Sigmar or any game, this is going to be really important. Most tournaments will publish a pack well in advance, so when you book your tickets, you'll know exactly what missions and battle plans you'll be playing during the tournament. In my Age of Sigmar tournament and my 40k tournaments, I put that battle pack up 3 months ahead of time, so you've got loads of notice, you know exactly what you're going to be playing, and then once you know those missions, you can practice with your army list through those missions as many times as possible with as many friends and club members with different armies, so you get a nice variety, because playing against one army in a scenario could be completely different against playing against another one. So you really need to know how to adapt to the different armies, what they can do, and also to different play styles. Players are going to bring some more aggressive play styles, while some might be a bit more passive. When you know the missions, you've practiced them a lot, you'll have more time, you'll be more relaxed, and you can react to those different playstyles and different armies that you come up against in the tournament. So reducing that level of stress is super important for your mental health and your physical health, and that's where Phoenix Performance Coaching comes in. A big thank you to Phoenix Performance Coaching for sponsoring this series and today's video. If you'd like to find out more about them and how they can help you with your hobby, then find out more from the link in the description down below. Their goal is to empower tabletop gamers to reclaim their health, lose weight, and enhance their gaming skills. So if you want to check out what they've done and how they've helped Nick here in the client spotlight, you can find out more on their website in that link down below. Okay, now you're feeling healthy, you're feeling fit, you've got your army list put together, you've gone through the different missions and battle plans. Now it's really time to try and improve your speed. And I think using things like war scrolls or data cards that you can have printed off and to hand is really going to help. You can memorize the movement, the wounds, how many dice attacks each unit is going to have, or each model within the unit. You can look at how different units are going to work together. So you could, for example, take the Annihilator card and the Lord Imperator card here, and then look at how the Lord Imperator is going to help them when they come onto the battlefield. His Guided by Lightning ability is going to allow a unit of Stormcast Eternals to come within 7 inches of an enemy unit rather than the usual 9. And you can see there I made a little tool that really helps me speed up the process of measuring. I've got that 7-inch tool. I've also got this 3-inch tool here from Warcry, which is really helpful because in Age of Sigmar, when you're moving, you have to stay 3 inches away from the enemy. So that's going to speed things up. I don't have to get my tape out. Every second's going to count. And if I can cut that time down, I've got more time to think about things like battle tactics. And these are the ones that came in the General's Handbook. Very handy to have, although sometimes I do prefer to just look at the book. I find it easier to take it in. But one thing I did do was number these. So I've put down the ones that suit my army list the best in number order. But of course, you never know what's going to happen during the battle. So again, be prepared to adapt. You're not going to be able to do these in order, certainly when you compare it to the different battle plans as well. Maybe battle tactic here that I've got number 2 isn't going to be the best one if the enemy deploys in a certain position, and so that's something you're going to have to take into account on the day. But at least having some scenarios in your head and some preparation made in advance, that's really going to help. Once you've got the card and you're starting to learn how many inches they can move, how many attacks they can make, you can then start to get the dice ready, and you know you're going to have 10 attacks if you've got 3 annihilators with your champion on the table, so you're not having to keep looking at the card. Have the confidence to know how many they can do. That's easier said than done. I keep checking these constantly, even though I know sometimes I still go back, because I just want to make sure I get it right and not see off my opponent. This is something perhaps we can talk about later on, having the confidence to know your stats. But really, for me, I always want to get it right so that I'm not making a mistake and then my opponent doesn't think I'm trying to do it on purpose or something like that. So that kind of thing gets into your head a little bit. But when you practice, you can eliminate that. And it's going to give you more confidence to know your army and know what they can do. In practice, you're going to start to get organised. I use this little tub where I keep my wound dice. I've got some different tokens should I need them. I've got my command point tokens as well. And then I've got a little dice here. This is cool. What, big dice actually, big triangle dice, which I keep a note of the rounds. And then I've got coloured dice that I use for different abilities and effects that I can have. So things like Mystic Shield, I might use a dice to represent that. A lot of people use tokens, and that's great too, but whatever system works best for you, make sure you've practiced it in advance so you know exactly what things are going to do. And what I do with these little command tokens is when I issue an order, I put that next to the unit so myself and my opponent knows which models have had an order, and so they can't have another one during that phase. Being organised at the tournament is going to be really important. It's going to be a different environment that you're not used to, but at least if you know where all your things are, you've got your measuring tape to hand, all your tokens in one place, that's the familiarity that's going to also give you confidence and then make you be ready and prepared to do battle. Something that really helped me with Warhammer 40,000 especially is to play against myself using the same units. So if I know I'm taking in to Age of Sigmar, for example, I'm going to be taking in some Vanquishers, some Annihilators. I'll just run through some quick scenarios where I've got a small number of units and I'll fight against each other, so I get lots of repetition with the attacks and also the defense, and then go through their abilities as well. So that's a really good idea. It's something you can do really quickly and easily. You can repeat it over time, and then that's really going to help you get used to it. So say, for example, my Annihilators here are going to go up against the other unit of Annihilators. I'm practicing my movement, getting my distances right. I know how many attacks I'm going to make. I know how many defense dice I can roll, and then I'm getting used to things like rend, damage dealt, all those types of things. And then once I've gone through the attack with one side, I'll go through it again with the other and just repeat that process until I'm happy, and that's really going to help set in the rules and the abilities and all their characteristics. This regular practice is going to help you become more familiar with all the rules and mechanics of the game, and that's going to allow you to make quicker, more precise moves and decisions during the tournament. And this familiarity with the game's mechanics is also going to speed up your game, and so you could practice improving how fast you play by using something like a chess clock. Some tournaments use that as well, but this would really give you a good idea of how long your turns are taking, because in a tournament you may only have 2.5 to 3 hours per game, so you've really got to get that time down and make sure you can finish, because then you can relax a bit more and really start to enjoy the process, because you're not just there to win and beat your opponent, you're there to have fun, have a good time, get involved in the narrative. That's really important, but being able to play the game within the given time is key. There you go, there's a few tips to help you prepare to practice for your tournaments, and I hope this helps you in your preparation. Big thanks again to Phoenix Performance Coaching for sponsoring this series, and thank you to the other sponsors of the channel this month for helping me keep going with these daily videos. If you'd like to check out more in this tournament practice series, then there's another video up already, and I'll be doing one each week as I lead up to my Age of Sigmar tournament on the 2nd of July 2023 in Cornwall, UK. I'll end the video with a quick clip about that so you've got a bit more information. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Are you a Warhammer fan in the southwest of England? The TTSG Age of Sigmar tournament is coming to Cornwall and we want you to be a part of it. This is your chance to show off your strategy, skill and passion for the game. You'll receive a gift bag, fantastic prizes and trophies, tasty food available all day and a tournament pack with all the information you need. Join us and compete against players from all over the region, meet new friends, share tactics and witness epic battles as you compete for the championship title. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of an awesome community and battle for ultimate glory. Register now and we can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.